You're listening to the Perk Up with Kim show. I am your host, Kim O'Neill, and I'm so happy that you're here with me today. On this show, I invite you to embrace all of who you are. Know that anything is possible for you as I talk with really awesome, inspiring guests about topics that allow you to step into a place of ease and flow, positively expanding your energy and tapping into your power. Grab your coffee or tea and come percolate with me. Welcome. You are listening to the Perk Up with Kim show, and I am Kim O'Neill. I'm so excited to be here today. One, because we are live in Southern California, and it's an amazing day to be alive. Have you ever dreamt of a life that was something more than what it looks like today for you? Have you ever wanted to feel like you have more say or more control in how your life goes? Do you sometimes feel limited by circumstances? Okay, well, I think all of us at some point have had those thoughts or feelings, and so that is one reason why I'm so excited to talk to today's guest. Our show today is actually about inspiring kids' confidence, kindness over bullying. In addition to that, though, the guy who's going to be talking with us today, he's been able to totally transform his life. And so he has so much to share with us. Just the thought of speaking with him is inspiring to me. So let me get to him. So his name is Leon Logothetis. And he is a former London broker who up and left his day job. And of course, that's my version. He will share with us a little bit more about how that went down. But he was a former London broker who left his job for a life traveling the world. He experienced a childhood full of bullying and now speaks to thousands of school-aged children, inspiring confidence in them and promoting kindness over bullying. I love that. Love it. He's the host of National Geographic's Amazing Adventures of a Nobody. He's been a maid coach on MTV's Maid. He's authored at least 3 books, and his newest book, Live, Love, Explore, just recently came out. And with that said, so excited to speak to Leon Logothetis. So, Leon, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Oh, my goodness. So, I know we're going to be talking about inspiring confidence in kids and kindness over bullying. Before we get to that, though, would you share with us a little bit about, for anyone who's maybe just hearing about you and your awesome story, would you share with us, how you made that transition in your life from going to the traditional desk job to choosing something different for your life?
Sure. I used to be a broker in the City of London, as you mentioned, and on the outside, I pretty much had everything. I had everything I needed, and things were seemingly going well. Yet on the inside, it was a totally different story. I was very depressed, no real direction, no real sense of purpose, and I stumbled across the movie The Motorcycle Diaries, which is a romanticized version of Che Guevara traveling across South America, relying on the kindness of strangers. And there was something about that movie that really touched my life, touched my heart, touched my soul. And I realized that there was another way to live, and I didn't have to sit behind this desk. I could go out into the world and really find my own way and really be inspired by life and be inspired by the people that I met. So I quit my job, and I decided to start traveling the world, and a lot of it was done relying on the kindness of strangers.
Wow. Okay, so my first question I have to ask is, was money a factor at all in that for you? Like, were you like, I need to save up some money first before I go do this? Or, go ahead. You tell us.
Yeah, that's a great question. Look, as I'd mentioned, I was on the outside, I had everything I needed.
Okay.
So I was fortunate enough to have the means to be able to do to be able to make that break. But it's not just about the financial side of things, because that's sometimes an excuse that we use.
Yes.
It was the emotional, disastrous place that I found myself in that pushed me to actually going out and finding a new way to live.
Wow. Okay. Well, so thank you for just giving us that background on you. And as I was reading about you, I had read that as a kid, you yourself felt alone, disempowered, and had been bullied. And now it's really cool to hear that you are going out there and helping kids to find strength within themselves and be more confident. So, to just sort of prevent future bullying in other kids. Will you share with us, what was your experience like with bullying?
Sure. So, as a kid, I felt disempowered. I felt I was a very sensitive kid, and I remember one story specifically. I was doing a photography class, and we were taking pictures of each other and ourselves. And I left some pictures in the dark room in those days. They weren't like digital photos. And I arrived in school one day, a couple of days later, and someone had put up all these pictures of me with superimposed prison bars and saying things like, escaped orangutan and all this around the whole school. So you can imagine as a kid, you just feel so much shame and you don't know what to do, you don't know who to turn to. And this kind of continued throughout my school life, not just from the perspective of kids, but sometimes teachers as well. We forget that as a teacher you have a tremendous amount of power to do good or to do bad. And there were moments where, the teachers, they failed in their mission to do good. Mm-hmm. And after realizing, about being disempowered like that, I decided as an adult that I was going to do everything in my power to empower you as a kid or as an adult to make you feel good, to make you feel inspired, to make you feel like you matter, because you do. And that's really what I try and do. Obviously, I'm not perfect at doing it, but my aim is never to do harm, and always to give kids specifically a belief in themselves and to see them, Yeah. Many kids, they don't feel seen, they don't feel heard, and all you have to do to a kid really to give them some power is to see them, and to hear them. And you see the magic in their faces. They light up. They're like, wow, okay, I matter. I exist.
Well, so you're on a tour these days, and it's the Live, Love, Explore tour. Is that correct?
Yes.
And tell us about that. That sounds pretty awesome. You're driving an RV around the country?
No, we just doing speeches and bookshops and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. And so, how do schools, if they hear this interview and they want you to be able to go to their school, how can they, get you to go to their school?
Yeah, sure. I mean, they can contact me on Facebook. They can contact my website, which is Leon Logothetis, which is LOGOTHETIS.com. Okay. And we can chat from there. It's always a pleasure to go to a school.
Awesome. And so, what are these talks like?
Well, I really just kind of share my experiences, and I tell my stories about being bullied. And I think the reason why I hope that they're successful is because I don't speak to the kids like I'm an adult. I speak to them like I am one of them, and I've experienced what they are experiencing, and I get onto their level, and we just have conversations, and it's quite wonderful.
That's awesome. I love that. I've been mentoring for the last 5 years, and I can totally identify with what you're saying about kids just want to be seen. They just want to be heard. For anyone out there who's, ever thought about mentoring, I know sometimes as an adult, if if it's a new thing for you, it can seem like, do I have the time for this? And I had, previously wondered about commitment and what if I can't, fully give all my time to the kid and blah, 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 blah. Okay, all these concerns and worries that were just pointless, because bottom line, it was just about just being there, just showing up, even if it's just 1 hour, if it's just 2 hours, just taking that time to listen to the kid and speak to them. You could see, the shift in their face, their facial expressions, just by being heard and getting to speak with someone else that's taking an interest in them. So it sounds like you're doing that, and you have such an amazing story. I'm sure you're making a very huge positive impact in a lot of kids' lives.
Yeah, it's sometimes the simple things that matter the most.
Yeah.
And, if you can't show up for an hour or 2 hours, that's okay, but you can do something else, you know?
Yeah.
It's also how you approach your own kids, and it's just about doing those simple, small things. And if you do it once, you see the joy in their eyes, and maybe you can do it again, and maybe it builds from there.
Absolutely. Were there any adults in your life who, at any point, stepped in for you and just let you know that you were seen, even as you were still going through, these experiences of bullying and things like that?
Yes, there was one in particular. She was an after-school teacher who I went to, and she saved me in many ways. She was like a witness to my pain, and she believed in me. And every time I would, go through the bullying or go through some issue in life, I would always think to myself, her name was Mrs. Mann. I would always think to myself, well, Mrs. Mann believes in me. And it was such a powerful relationship, to be honest with you. It really did save me in so many ways. And it's a testament to how one person can change your life.
Right.
Because without her, I'm not sure I would be here like this. I really don't think I would, because she gave me that sense of self-belief that even if I didn't believe in myself, she believed in me. And I would lean on her to get through stuff. It was really quite beautiful.
Oh, that's so wonderful. Do you think that she knows what an impact she made on your life?
She does know, because I dedicated my first book to her.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. How about your parents? Were they aware at all of what you were experiencing in school?
Yeah, they did their best. They tried, and they certainly tried to help. And then I moved schools. My mother realized what was going on, and she moved me into a new school. So yeah, obviously they played a role as well.
Okay. Now I know that you had mentioned that you didn't feel like you had much purpose before you really started, you went away from the broker job. And I'm wondering, what was that journey like for you? Because I'm imagining you now feel a sense of purpose. Is that correct?
Yes. Not all the time. I wish it was constant, to be honest. But I do have more of a sense of purpose, and it's a journey. It's really a journey.
And how did you start to? Do you remember your first experience of feeling like, oh my goodness, I've found it, or I feel a sense of it?
Yes, I would have to say, after I quit the job, I did a journey where I walked across America on $5 a day, and as I was doing that, I felt this sense of purpose, but it was more kind of like an insular purpose. It was about me. And it was about fixing myself, and it was about adventure, and it was about connecting with people. And as time went on, my purpose kind of shifted from me-centric to, let's say, you-centric, in the sense of, if I've learned all these lessons in life, it's now important to share them, but I don't want to keep them to myself. So I kind of went from a me-centric purpose to like a giving back sense of purpose, even when you give back, you get something out of it.
Yeah.
But it's like the relationship of giving is so powerful.
That's awesome. Well, it sounds like you did what we're told to do, is start with yourself, right? And then it goes from there.
I definitely did. I always think of the oxygen masks on the plane.
Yeah.
Put it on yourself first.
So as you were making that transition and finding that sense of purpose, what did other people in your life think or say to you, and did it matter at all?
It's a great question. Look, to start with, obviously people were a little bit concerned, in the sense that, you're just going to quit your job, you're just going to change everything. It was kind of my destiny, let's say, to work as a broker, to continue the family tradition, let's say. And when you make such a radical change, people are a little concerned, and they were. But as time went on, and it became clear that was not my path, and that my path was a different one, people became more understanding of it. And as the smile got bigger and as the desire to live a more balanced life became evident to everyone, then they became on side.
Nice. Yeah, I think sometimes when a person decides to make such seemingly radical changes in their life, it kind of can make everyone else uneasy, and sometimes, their own fears come out of the woodwork. But that's good to hear that when they started to see that you were happy, then they seemed to be more accepting of it.
Definitely.
Very cool. And so how did you go from I'm going to leave my day job and go travel to I'm now hosting TV shows?
Do you know what? A lot of it was luck. I don't really know how it all came about. I know how it came about, but a lot of it was luck. I had a friend who was in the TV world, and I remember sitting him down and saying, look, I'm quitting my job. I have this idea. I want to walk across America. What do you think? And he's like, look, we can film it, but the chances of anyone really picking it up are practically nil. And I was like, well, you know what? Let's do it. We've got nothing to lose. And he's like, okay. So, we did it. And then, as he had mentioned to me, it was very, very challenging.
Oh, I think we got some static there. Leon? Hello? Gonna do a little tap dance. We're gonna go to a break, and when we come back, we are gonna continue talking with Leon Logothetis. Stay right there. No matter how your life looks today, your possibilities are endless. You deserve all the joy, peace, and excitement in life that you desire. Life doesn't come with a manual, and that's why personal coaching is so awesome. Moving forward is easier. Creating a new reality for yourself, healing your mind and body, it's all possible. Visit KimO'NeillCoaching.com today to learn more and schedule your free consultation.
For all your live or pre-recorded webcasting needs, come to earthchannel.com. Get your web-based message out to a select group or the whole world. It's easy. A pioneer in webcasting, earthchannel.com provides the best products and services to big corporations and government users. And now, this same technology is available to you. They have the best earthcast encoders, servers, and products to meet your technical needs. But wait, don't want to mess with technical stress? No problem. They'll do it for you. earthchannel.com is your answer. You can use webcasting for lots of things, like advertising, marketing, customer support, training, and don't forget, web radio and TV. In fact, you're listening to a live Earthcast right now, so come to earthchannel.com. Actualize your audio or video webcasting needs today. You can't beat the friendly service or the price. Call earthchannel.com at 800-849-8978. That's 800-849-8978.
Right now, I know you're in the middle of a break during my show, The Perk Up with Kim Show, and I'm so glad you could join us today. Are you having fun, maybe feeling inspired, a little rejuvenated? Reassured that it's all going to be okay, because you are super strong and can get through and accomplish anything. I know this. Sign up at KimO'NeillCoaching.com/contact to make sure you always know when the next show is going to air. And hey, if no one's told you yet today, you're doing a great job. Okay, I gotta go. Show's about to start back up.
Attention Kmart shoppers. Now you get Kmart on HealthyLife.net. Kmart carries over 70,000 items like Martha Stewart's Everyday Products, apparel by Jacqueline Smith, Joe Boxer, Route 66, appliances, jewelry, and more. Everything you need. Plus, you'll get exciting weekly promotions. Go to HealthyLife.net's homepage and click on Kmart, and then you're there. And you even avoided the crowds.
HealthyLife.net, the positive radio network.
All right, welcome back. You're listening to Perk Up with Kim on HealthyLife.net. And today we're talking with Leon Logothetis, who just has this amazing story of leaving his desk job, traveling the world. he ended up hosting some amazing shows where he goes around the world and helps a lot of people. And through all of this, he found his sense of purpose. And these days, he's now touring and doing talks and, speeches with kids and inspiring confidence in them to prevent bullying. And I love it. And before the break, we had a little disconnection there. And that's just what happens, right? Things just happen and we go with the flow. And what I loved is right before the break, Leon was talking about how he became a host of these different shows and how it just sort of landed in his lap and things fell into place. And what was coming to mind as he was talking about that is it sounds like it's all just about experimentation. And that's what's been coming up for me lately, too. It's just go with the flow, see what happens, have fun, and experiment. And that's what he's been doing. That's what just happened with us. And we have him back on the air. So with that, welcome back, Leon.
I'm so sorry about that. My phone just, melted and died.
It's okay. Don't worry about it. Things happened, and this was a good experience for me, too, right? This is actually my first live show. I've been doing this show for a year and a half, but it's the first one that's live, and it's a great experience, so not to worry at all.
I'm sorry that for your first live show, my phone decided to melt off.
No, you know what? It's the universe saying, okay, Kim, we're going to throw you a curveball. It's all good, I promise. So, I love that because what I'm also getting from that, I also do energy work, and I'm into, finding the flow in our lives. Things constantly change. I can recall in my past when I used to be more stubborn and keep trying to make things happen a certain way. And when we don't do that and we allow things to flow and we start to, connect with our purpose or just find our way back to that better feeling place, which sounds like is where you were. You were at this job and you're like, okay, I'm so uncomfortable. I'm going to do something different. And as you worked your way through that, back into the flow, just things fell into place for you. And now you're doing these amazing things, hosting these awesome shows, and I love it. So, I'm not sure where I was going with that, but was there anything now? So it cut off in the middle of your story about you had a friend who worked in LA and he was talking about, well, no one's going to watch your show, and you said, let's try it anyway. Was there anything extra you wanted to share after that?
Yeah, so basically I had, where we got cut off was I put it up on this TV site, and it was like my last hope, and I didn't really expect it to pull off, to be honest with you. Okay. But someone messaged me and said, yeah, we'd love to talk to you about the show. And I was like, wow. So, and they ended up purchasing it. And believe it or not, ultimately it was ended up being purchased by National Geographic, which was like, wow, did that actually happen?
Seriously.
So it was pretty epic, and I felt very fortunate.
Yeah, that is epic. That is amazing. Wow. And that show is, I'm just going to ask because I was trying to find out and I couldn't quite tell. Is that show still on? Are there new episodes or is it?
No, yeah, Amazing Adventures of a Nobody doesn't air anymore.
Okay.
But the new show is airing on Netflix starting in February.
And that show, tell us what's that show called?
It's called The Kindness Diaries.
That's right. The Kindness Diaries. And so tell us more about that. I've seen, again, you just doing tons of kind things for people all over the world. Is that what The Kindness Diaries was? I wasn't quite sure. I saw these different clips. Yeah,
basically, The Kindness Diaries is I took a vintage yellow motorbike with a sidecar, and I started in Los Angeles, and I went all the way around the world back to Los Angeles, relying on kindness. Yet there was a twist. And the twist was that unsuspecting Good Samaritans received a life-changing gift.
Mm. Yeah, I saw some of those. You've done pretty amazing stuff. You helped a homeless man no longer be homeless.
Yeah, to me, that was one of the most beautiful experiences I literally have ever had. So I was in Pittsburgh, and I was trying to find a place to stay. And I would go up to people. I had my yellow motorbike, and I would, tell them my story, and then I would say, can I stay in your house tonight? And most of them would say no, obviously, which of course I understand. But this chap, I went up to him. He was in the park. He looked exactly like, you, me. It was the same. He did not look homeless at all. And I said to him, can I stay in your house tonight? And he's like, look, I'm really sorry, but I don't have a house. I'm homeless.
Wow.
So in that moment, I felt some shame. I was like, whoa, I'm doing this social experiment, and here's the chap who really is homeless. And then he just shocked me. He said, well, do you know what? If you want, you can come and stay with me. I'll feed you. I'll protect you. And I was like, whoa. Inside, I was thinking, do I really want to stay on the streets of Pittsburgh?
Wow.
Then something came to me and said, yes, you do. You trust this man? Because I did. I had this sixth sense. I trusted him. So I went, and he told me his life story. He fed me. He gave me some clothes. And he taught me that true wealth is not in our wallets, but it's in our hearts. That doesn't mean that money is not important, because money is very important. But the truest of wealth is in our hearts. And the next morning, here was a man who had nothing, who'd given me everything. He was kind of like an opposite mirror image of what I was like in my old days, when on the outside I had everything, yet I had nothing on the inside. And here was a man who had everything on the inside and pretty much nothing on the outside.
Wow.
And I took him the next morning in the bike, and I said to him, told him the truth. I told him what I was going to do, what I was doing, and I put him up in an apartment, and I sent him back to school. He wanted to become a chef. And, we still stay in touch. We're still friends. And every time we speak, he's like, Leon, you changed my life. And I say, Tony, his name is Tony. Tony, what you don't understand, my friend, is that you changed my life.
I saw that video clip online last night, and it was incredibly moving. Just hearing you talk about it, I had to hold back some tears. I can only imagine what that was like, experiencing it in person.
It was truly like life-changing.
Wow. Wow. So, yeah, you know what? For all those listening, take that in. That's you Google okay, so here's the other thing. So I think I found that clip on, it's in a few places, but I think I found it through one of your websites is wayoftheworldtraveler.com.
Wayofthetraveler.com.
Thank you. Wayofthetraveler.com. And, yeah, for all those watching, he's got tons of awesome stuff on that website, and you can find that clip and many others. So here's sort of a technical question, and I'm hoping other people have this question, and so I'm asking for all of us. But so here's what I think about when I think of an experience like that. So here you are asking to stay in people's homes, which of course is a huge request for anybody. And I would imagine that, any majority of people would say, no, get lost kind of thing. But you had a cameraman with you. And so there's a part of me that would think, well, everyone would just say yes because, this is neat. I want to be a part of this. And so I'm curious, what was the cameraman's setup like? Was it obvious there was a camera? Was it a big camera? Was it a teeny tiny camera? Did he look like he was just your friend with you? How did that look?
Sure. And that's a great question. And on some occasions, the camera helped, definitely helped. On some occasions, the camera did not help. And people didn't want to be on camera. And they're like, we'll help you, but we don't want the camera there. So the way it worked was I would go up to people without the camera, tell them what I was doing, and if they were willing to help, I would then say, okay, I'm being filmed. Are you willing to do this again on camera? And some of them would say yes, and some of them would say no.
Wow.
So, for example, when I was in Europe, the further east I got in Europe, because I did this in Europe as well, I went from the Eiffel Tower to Red Square in Moscow on €5 a day, and the further east I got, the cameras were just a liability, because people would look at the cameras and be like, no camera. So it really depended. If I was to be asked whether overall the camera helped or hindered, I would say overall the camera helped because people felt a sense of safety, but there were many times when the camera did not help.
Which countries or places, maybe it's not a full country, but where did you feel that people were the most kind?
That's always an interesting question, because I'm glad people don't ask me, where were they the most unkind, because I would be unable to answer that one. But the most kind, I would say, there is a country called Bhutan, which is northeast of India, and they have this thing called gross national happiness.
Oh, wow.
They determine the success of the country by the happiness of the people. And there was something about the people I met in Bhutan that was truly astonishing. They had a joie de vivre. They had a beauty about them, a sense of joy that was wonderful. Now, I didn't meet everyone in Bhutan. I'm sure there are some not so kind people there. But the people that I met, there was definitely a happiness there.
Gross national happiness. How do they measure that? Do you have any idea? I know that's not related to this all.
Yeah, do you know what? I'm not entirely sure. The way I measured it was by the people that I met.
Okay.
And there was something magical about those people.
Wow. Oh, my goodness. Okay, well, so we are actually gearing up for our next break. I have so many more questions for Leon. As I prepared for this, it was just like one after another, after another, after another. He's got some really cool books out there and, of course, tons of videos. His newest book, Live, Love, Explore, is out for purchase. So look it up and stay right there. We're going to be right back. Sometimes we wish we could practically do nothing and still feel better. Guess what? You kinda can. When you schedule a Reiki or guided meditation session, you can just be and receive and allow the energy to shift. There's relief. These energy sessions can be done alone or combined with a coaching session. Find out more at KimO'NeillCoaching.com and click on the Energy Work tab.
Get your moto going at the Motorola store online. Visit the HealthyLife.net advertiser page, click on Motorola, and you'll discover a whole new world of phones. Plus, you can get great deals on phones, with or without contract. That's great, Moto. And don't forget, they even have Bluetooth and other phone accessories. But that's not all. Want more Moto? Motorola has home and office phones and two-way radios. And for the best Moto ever, Motorola has great specials right online. Go to the HealthyLife.net advertiser page and click on the Motorola banner now and get your moto going.
Yes! You did it! You got the job interview. Now all you need to do is prepare. You aren't sure how or what to say? Guess what? We can do this together then. One of my specialties is helping you to know how to present your best self for an employment interview. We'll practice, you'll feel confident. You got this. Visit KimO'NeillCoaching.com or call 562-273-2546.
Radio your way. HealthyLife.net.
Welcome back. You're listening to Perk Up with Kim on HealthyLife.net. And Leon, I love everything you're sharing with us. Can I ask you one more cameraman question?
Absolutely.
Where did he sleep and eat? And if it wasn't with you, did he ever try to, say, hey, dude, it's okay, you can come stay with me?
Well, he stayed in a hotel. They stayed in a hotel, and they ate whatever they wanted. And no, I mean, we decided that I was going to do this genuinely, and that's the way we did it.
Nice. Awesome. Sounds like integrity. That's awesome. So, okay, what would you say to someone who says they can't live their life dreams or do certain things, that they want to do because of money or any other limitation?
I would say that there are many limitations that we believe we have in life. Money may be one of them. Family constraints may be another one. Conditioning may be another one. But the reality is that the history of the world has shown how human beings can bypass their limitations if they have the commitment to do so, if they have some luck, and if they never give up. If they surround themselves with love, there is always a way to get beyond where you are today. Always. I'm not saying it's easy. It's not. But there is always a way. And it's a cliche, but it's true. Where there is a will, there is a way. And I don't expect people to listen to this interview and what I'm saying specifically now and think, oh, Leon's just saying it's so easy. It is not easy, but it is not impossible.
I think one of the ways that for anyone who's thinking like, okay, but I don't know how, that can be a real sticking point for people. They don't know the how, and so therefore nothing happens at all. One of the ways that comes to mind is literally saying yes to things that come your way. So it doesn't need to be as extreme as Jim Carrey in the Yes Man movie, but when someone offers to for you to go somewhere with them, or when, an event pops up, rather than saying, oh no, I can't do that, why not say yes? And just the more we start to say yes, that's when more things can start to flow our way, and we can start to be more inspired and have more clarity about the how. That's my thoughts on that.
Absolutely. And I think many of us, myself included, get stuck in a rut.
Yeah.
We get stuck in a comfort zone. And in that comfort zone, we don't grow.
Right.
And sometimes, getting up and quitting your job is a massive thing to do. And that's maybe too much of a thing to do. So you just take baby steps. You just do little small things to get to your ultimate goal. Because maybe you can't quit your job, but what you can do, let's say you want to be a baker, is go to Barnes & Nobles and buy a book on the, baking for dummies to start with, and read that for a couple of weeks, and then go to the next level, and then go to the next level. That's something that each and every one of us can do.
Absolutely. Well, and you know what, with that example, so there have been so many jobs in my life I've been like, oh, it'd be cool to have that one, or do that one, or that one. And several years ago, about maybe 10 years ago or so, there's this really cool bakery near where I live, and they've got a whole showroom and everything. And so I just decided, let me go check this bakery out, because I used to love to bake, and I used to think it'd be cool to own a bakery. So I walked in, and I was just looking through their books, their different photos of all the amazing cakes they've done and everything they do. And this man walked up to me and just started talking, and I was like, oh yeah, no, I just thought it would be really cool to see what this bakery's like. And, I've always thought it would be cool to have a bakery of my own and blah, blah. And he said, oh, really? Well, would you like to have a tour? Because this was like a large bakery with a whole facility in the back. Would you like to have a tour? And I was like, okay. And it turned out he was the owner of the bakery, and he ended up offering me a job. Now, I didn't actually say yes, because although that was something I wanted, I was moving in a different direction at that time in my life. But had I not just listened to that little voice that said, look at a cool bakery in my neighborhood, let me check it out, I would have never even, had that experience. This man was literally offering me a job that could have been a whole doorway to maybe having my own bakery today.
Yeah, that's a beautiful story. I mean, you chose not to do it, and that's fine, because now you're doing this.
Yeah.
But that's a beautiful story of how magic can happen if you put your mind to it, and if you allow things to kind of open you up, and that's what happened with the baker.
Absolutely, yes. Yeah, and it's, again, I go back to just, experiment. Sometimes we have ideas that float around in our heads for a really long time, and they excite us and they sound really cool, but then, there's all these fears or limitations. Maybe we have the means to do it, but, we're worried about what other people are going to think. And I've found that one easy way to start to just break through and move through all that is call it an experiment. Call it an experiment. No one's perfect. This is your life. The time is now. And, how do you want, what do you want to be able to look back on when you're old and not able to do some of these things, So, I don't know. I find that calling something an experiment can be an easy way also to sort of move through some of that anxiety or fear, helps you get started and helps other people go, oh, okay, it's just an experiment. So if you make a little mistake here or there, well, it was just an experiment, right? And
know that you're probably not the only one who's going through what you're going through, and there are other people out there. If you share your pain and you share your fears and you share your hopes and you share your joys, that they will relate. And if you if you can't lean on yourself, then lean on someone else until you can.
Absolutely. So, Leon, you've done so many amazing things in these shows you've hosted and traveling around the world. So many wonderful things. I'm wondering, is there anything left on your bucket list?
There is so much left. I mean, we could have like 15 shows on just what's left. Look, one of the things that's left is I've always wanted to go to see the pyramids in Egypt.
Ooh.
As a kid, I don't know if in American schools you do this, but as a kid in English schools we get to learn about the ancient Egypt and the pyramids. And I've never been to the pyramids, and I'd love to do that. And there's so much more. There's so much connectivity. There's so much, hope to give to others, and just joy and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Yes, and I do recall reading about the pyramids in Egypt when I was a kid, so in America. Absolutely. Well, okay, so here you are today, and you have the way you come across now based on your story. You have a lot of confidence, and you take action, and you're doing all these really cool things. So for anyone out there wondering, let me ask you, when you feel like you're down or have fallen off the horse, what helps you to get back up and get going again?
That's a wonderful question. And, I don't want people to think that just because I've written books and just because I've been on TV shows that my life is perfect, because it's far from perfect. And, there are bad days, there are down days. When I was a kid, I used to suffer from depression pretty badly. Mm. And as an adult, I sometimes do as well. So, and I share that because I want people to know that the perfect life is not something that is always real. There is no perfect life.
Yeah. And
you sometimes look at people on the TV screen, or you look at their books, or you look at whatever, and you're like, wow, this guy or this girl is perfect. That's not the case. So, what? I rely on friends. I rely on family members. I rely on other books to inspire me. And sometimes even if I'm inspired by these books, I'm still sitting in my bed, unable to get out. So it's, when something bad happens, sometimes you just got to feel it all.
Yes.
Just fully feel it and just accept it. And don't judge yourself, and be gentle with yourself, and don't shame yourself. There's enough people out there to shame us, that we don't need to do it to ourselves. Oh,
good one. Absolutely. Well, and I think that a perfect life is a life that's lived. And that includes the down times and the up times. It's all of it. So, which is something that's taken me a long time to really accept because, like you said, we just need to feel those things sometimes. So anyway, oh my goodness, the show is we're getting towards the end. We need to go to another break. When we come back, we're going to talk to Leon more about what he's doing today and his books and all of that. So stay right there. We'll be right back with more. No matter how your life looks today, your possibilities are endless. You deserve all the joy, peace, and excitement in life that you desire. Life doesn't come with a manual, and that's why personal coaching is so awesome. Moving forward is easier. Creating a new reality for yourself, healing your mind and body, it's all possible. Visit KimO'NeillCoaching.com today to learn more and schedule your free consultation.
These shoes are made for walking, jumping, running, and just plain style. Over 32,000 styles. Skechers, an award-winning global leader in lifestyle footwear. And now you can get Skechers without walking, jumping, or running. You can get them by clicking. Scroll down HealthyLife.net's homepage and click. You can check out Skechers, high-quality shoes in styles for men, women, and children. So get in style. Get Skechers today and start walking, running, jumping, and strutting in style.
Right now, I know you're in the middle of a break during my show, The Perk Up with Kim show, and I'm so glad you could join us today. Are you having fun, maybe feeling inspired, a little rejuvenated? Reassured that it's all going to be okay, because you are super strong and can get through and accomplish anything. I know this. Sign up at KimO'NeillCoaching.com/contact to make sure you always know when the next show is going to air. And hey, if no one's told you yet today, you're doing a great job. Okay, I gotta go. Show's about to start back up.
If you like to spend your television viewing time learning about some of the things that you may have missed in history class, or if history was your favorite subject, then you should check out the link to the History Channel on the HealthyLife.net advertiser page. Order DVD sets by series or by subject matter right from our homepage while you still enjoy your favorite HealthyLife.net show.
HealthyLife.net, where positive overcomes negative.
And we are back. We are talking with Leon Logothetis. And Leon, so one of my first questions I want to ask you is, when and where can we see your new show, The Kindness Diaries?
Well, it'll be airing on Netflix starting in February.
Nice. February 2017. Okay. And tell us more about your book, Live, Love, Explore. I was reading some of the reviews about this, and people are just raving about it. And it sounds like a very, it's not just stories about your life, but it's like you also help other people be able to create more adventure in their life.
Yeah, well, Live, Love, Explore really started because of all the lessons I learned on the road. I've met, many interesting people. I've had some wonderful experiences. I've had some terrible experiences. And the book is really a way to kind of inspire people to go out and be their best selves, to go out and discover the life that they were meant to live. Nice. Okay. And you said you are going around to different schools. I know that you're going to be visiting the organizations that I mentor through here in Long Beach, California soon, and speaking with them. What are some of the other, I don't know, do you want to share anything more about that tour? Sure. You know, it just inspires me to stand up in front of a crowd of kids and to share my story, because my story is ultimately many of their stories. Yeah. And to be able to connect with them and to be able to show them that, you know, there may be a kid, and this is pretty much what I experience in every single school I go to. There is always at least one kid, many times many more, who just fully gets what I am saying and where I am coming from. And in that moment, they feel heard. Mm. And in that moment, a light bulb goes off. And the same way that Mrs. Mann put a light bulb went off with me, if I can make a light bulb go off with the kids, then it's all been worthwhile. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's amazing moments. That's awesome. Let me ask you, what are some of, these people say that, our life is created based on what our daily rituals are. Do you have any daily rituals that help you stay focused or positive, keep you going? Yes, I do, actually. I meditate every day. I try my best to have a cold shower every day, although I haven't really been doing that for a while. But also, there's this really lovely quote I'd like to read to you, which I have in my wallet, and I see it every day. Okay. And it says, "I promise if you keep searching for everything beautiful in this world, you will eventually become it." Mm. And it's by Tyler Kent White. And I just look at that daily as often as I can and try my best just to be positive. Again, it's not easy to do that all the time, but I think rituals are important. I love that. So, you know what? I'm gonna ask you right now. There's a lot of people going through a lot of stuff. Where do you see beauty right now? What are some examples of beauty around you right now? Well, look, one of the easiest ways to be connected to beauty on an immediate basis is through nature. Oh, yes. It's through simply taking a walk. And it's the simplest thing to do, yet many of us don't do it, myself included. Yeah. You can be in a rut, yet you get out and you go for a walk, and that rut will alleviate a little bit. Beauty, when it comes to human connection, there is so much goodness going on out there that the news doesn't talk about. Yeah. If we look, I'm actually in the process of a news cleanse. I have no idea what's going on for the past week. Good for you. The news. Yeah, I haven't looked at the news, and I feel much better about it. Yeah. Because I'm not inundated with darkness. Yep. I love that you said that. There was a whole period of, I don't even know how long it was, but a few years where I did not do the news at all. And
And as I've started to reintegrate it back in, I go, whoa, got to take a break. And it's been a little bit of a roller coaster. It's absolutely connecting me with my feelings. I'm having to just assess in the moment, like, oh, okay, too much, anyway, good one. It's these kinds of things that they sound simple, but they're so powerful and helpful. And right now is the time that we can connect with those things. Oh, that's right. Let me just go outside for a little bit. Let me just stand in the sun and get some vitamin D and, feel the warmth, if it's warm where you are, on my skin. Like these little things, they can totally make a shift in our day. And those each day makes up our life. So thank you for sharing those things. No news and getting out in nature. Great.
Yes.
Awesome. So, goodness, you know what? I'm so mindful. This is our live show, and we're not ending it just yet. I'm so mindful, though, of making sure I end on time. But I want to ask you, is there anything I haven't asked you that you want to share?
Ultimately, what I'd like to share with people is that you deserve to truly be living your best life. And don't let anyone tell you that you shouldn't. And don't let anyone put you down. And if they do, remind them that one day you listened to an Englishman who told you that it's not okay for other people to put you down.
I love it. Awesome. And so we mentioned your website earlier, wayofthetraveler.com. And you also have leonlogothetis.com. I'll just spell that for anyone who's not familiar with it. LeonLogothetis.com. And, I noticed something on one of those sites about how you offer scholarships.
Yes. I run a charity called the Human Interaction Project,
okay,
where people get the opportunity to go and travel the world and to give back and to come back and share it. And it's called humaninteractionproject.org. And people can go and it's a scholarship based.
Nice. That's, when I read about that, I thought, wow, that's an amazing gift you are giving people. So, yeah, definitely for those listening, check that out. If you want to find out more about Leon and how you can absorb some of this, this good energy of giving back and living a different life. So, all right. And let's see here. I just want to say, Leon, your story is so inspiring. I know you've got your books, you've got another show coming out. You do still have a bucket list, but how do you look at, what's next in your life? I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm always looking to go on new adventures. I'm always looking to find a way for those adventures to incorporate giving back to people and connecting with people and empowering people. So there's so many opportunities to do that, and I will keep going until I can't keep going anymore.
Nice. Yeah, you've been doing this for a while now, right? I think the first show, Amazing Adventures of a Nobody, started in 2000 or so?
2005.
2000.
Yeah, it's been 10 years. Just 2006, 10 years.
Wow. And I also saw a clip of you on the show Made, and we're getting ready to wind down. Real quick, I'm curious, do you have any advice for, trying to inspire confidence in teenagers?
Same thing. Just sit with them, let them know that you see them, let them know that they're loved, let them know that they're heard, and let them feel it from the bottom of their hearts.
Awesome.
And that is how you effect change.
You're doing amazing things. This was so wonderful. Again, if you want to find out more about Leon, go to leonlogothetis.com or wayofthetraveler.com. If you want to find out more about the Perk Up with Kim show and what I'm doing, I coach and do Reiki and all of that stuff, you can go to KimO'NeillCoaching.com, and O'Neill is O'Neill. And have an amazing day. Take advantage of those simple things and make it a great day. Until next time. Sometimes we wish we could practically do nothing and still feel better. Guess what? You kinda can. When you schedule a Reiki or guided meditation session, you can just be and receive and allow the energy to shift. There's relief. These energy sessions can be done alone or combined with a coaching session. Find out more at KimO'NeillCoaching.com and click on the Energy Work tab.
What does HealthyLife.net and Amazon.com have in common? Well, they're both available on the Internet. They both give great value. But most important, most of our positive program hosts and guests are accomplished authors, and their books are available from, you got it, Amazon.com. Now, it even gets better than that, because when you're listening on air to a HealthyLife.net host or guest, you can go directly to Amazon.com and you can order your book while you're still listening to your favorite HealthyLife.net program. So when you hear an author you like, go to the homepage of HealthyLife.net and click on Amazon.com.
Yes! You did it! You got the job interview! Now all you need to do is prepare. You aren't sure how or what to say? Guess what? We can do this together then. One of my specialties is helping you to know how to present your best self for an employment interview. We'll practice, you'll feel confident. You got this. Visit KimO'NeillCoaching.com or call 562-273-2546.
Radio your way. HealthyLife.net.